when growing up? If not, yay. If so, how do you think they feel now that you're doing as well as you are? I could give you the quick life story. You guys want the rundown of how I got into gaming? I'll give you the rundown and how my parents reacted. So basically, I was a console gamer, right? I used to just play like Final Fantasy, shit like that. I was never really like super into multiplayer games. I used to go to this card shop called Squeeze Play, and I used to like, you used to be in like cards, right? Like collecting Pokemon cards or playing like a card game. I played like a Lord of the Rings card game at one point. And one day I walked in, and they had all these computers set up. They were playing Counter-Strike. And that was the first time I'd ever seen Counter-Strike, and I thought it was the coolest looking fucking thing on the planet. They had like 5 computers. So my first thought was, I need to get this game. I found out that it was free, so I went to download it at home on my computer. And I want you to know that my computer, one, it was dial-up. Everyone had dial-up back then, right? DSL was like a godsend. My computer had 32 megabytes of RAM. 32 megabytes of RAM. Okay, that's what my computer had. It was running off a, onboard video card, the whole nine. Right? It was the worst fucking comp on the planet. So I could not download Counter-Strike on it. It just wouldn't work. But I downloaded Team Fortress Classic, but I could not play normal Team Fortress Classic. I can only play sniping-only servers because nobody was like jumping with rockets in your face. You was just snipers on opposite ends of the map. So I got into sniping servers only on Team Fortress Classic, and the computer was in the living room. My parents didn't let us have the computer in the room. I think they were really, really scared of us like discovering porn. We had to be in the living room, and we were limited to like a certain amount of time per day. So me and my brother would switch off. He'd pull up a chair, and then we'd have the computer chair, and we'd play. I'd play for like 20 minutes, and then I'd get off, and I'd sit in that chair, and then he'd play for 20 minutes, and then I'd play for an hour, and then he'd get on, he'd play for 20 minutes, and then I'd play for an hour, and then he'd play for 20 minutes. You know what I mean? But we were limited to how much we could play. My parents weren't necessarily fond that we were getting in so heavy into video games, because my dad is really a real lifer. Like, he's really into sports. He wanted his kids to be into baseball and basketball, but here we are, sitting in front of this fucking computer screen, wanting to play video games all day, craving it. So how did my dad react? He went out and bought me a computer. He went out and bought us a new computer, like a fucking badass, that could run Counter-Strike. So we got to play Counter-Strike in the living room. And again, same deal, me and my bro switching off, limited. It was the best, man. It was the fucking best. Such a cool fucking move by my dad. Such a huge amount of respect for him. Obviously, there was limitations. Like, we had to have good grades. I had to be a B student. I had to be getting 3.0 as my minimum GPA I was allowed to have. If I dropped below 3.0, shit was gonna start getting taken away from me. So I started playing Counter-Strike real heavy. And then eventually my little brother got his own computer, and I got my own computer, and we both had our computers set up in the room back to back. We played all sorts of video games together, but he didn't really get into Counter-Strike, and I got really heavy into CS. But my parents were really supportive. It got to a point where me and my brother would sit in a room all fucking day playing computer games, and my dad and mom would fucking bring us food. They knew that we weren't coming out there for it, so they just fucking plop that shit down on our desk and be like, here's your dinner. You know what I mean? I mean, my dad would want to beat the fuck out of me when I'd be loud at like 3 o'clock in the morning and shit. 3 o'clock in the morning, if I'm loud as fuck, my dad's gonna beat my ass. I had a 10:30 curfew. I could not stay up past 10:30 during a school night. No, my dad and mom, I mean, they weren't necessarily fond of it. It's not like I'd walk out and tell something about my dad about Counter-Strike and he'd be excited for me. You know, it was just kind of like, okay.
Rated M for mature.
That's great, son. You know what I mean? Like, even to this day, my dad is extremely proud of me for turning into something. But, you know, he brags about me. But it's not like he's necessarily super interested in it, you know? But I like to think that, you know, my parents supporting is one of the reasons I'm able to do what I do. And now, yeah, like I said, my dad's real proud of me. I think everyone in the family's pretty proud of me, you know, from turning it into something. Dude, I'm sorry. I decided to get into life story mode about how I became a Counter-Striker. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that.